So today we're dropping back from Battlefield Hardline back to BF4. Specifically today we're playing in the CTE community testing program thing, and the reason for doing that is to show you this beauty of a weapon. This is the Macmillan CS5 Sniper Rifle that's going to be included in the Dragon's Teeth DLC. Now at the moment in Battlefield 4 the only way to play with these weapons is to be in the CTE program. So I've left a link down below to the CTE sign up again. I'm not sure how that's really going at the moment, but you may as well sign yourself up and try and get into it if you do want to try and play with these weapons. Along with the CS5 Sniper Rifle, in the CTE program you have access to all the other Dragon's Teeth weapons, which includes the Ballistic Shield, the Bulldog Assault Rifle, the MPX PDW or SMG, and the two handguns, the Deagle and the Unica 6. But of all of the weapons, by far and away, the CS5 is the most satisfying for me. There's something about this sniper rifle, it seems to sit in the middle of all the other sniper rifles and somehow manages to take pretty much all of the attributes and stuff them together into one really good package. Now, when you first unlock this thing, it comes equipped with a silencer, which means you're going to have to deal with some quite severe bullet drop. So be prepared for that. But you can remove it, stick a muzzle brake or something else on there that allows you to remove that limited range of the weapon, and you can get a normal sniper rifle back, and that's where these things really do start to excel. It's got 11 bullets in a magazine, so you're not going to be having to reload too much. Plus the fact the reload is pretty fast anyway, along with the fact that this thing is so good at close range that I don't think you need any other sniper rifle. This thing should sort you out for most maps in Battlefield 4. One thing I will say with the CS6 is it's really important that you pick the right sight. Now, a lot of players in Battlefield will stick with a sight all the way through for a sniper rifle, because if you start to change the magnifications of the snipers that you're using, you can actually lose a lot of the depth and a lot of the feeling that you get for each sniper rifle. So it's much better that you always use a consistent sight. So I always use the rifle scope. But with the CS5, it's not really the best sight to use, because when you first unlock it, you've got that suppressor on there. You need to be using a scope that allows you to be good at close range and mid-range, whereas an 8x scope I would consider sort of like a medium to long range scope. You're better off dropping back to maybe a 6 or a 4x optic when you first start using this thing, because there's that severe bullet drop. You're kind of limiting yourself by using a lower powered sight, and then you're not going to go for those long range shots because you know you're not going to make them, and then you're not going to waste valuable bullets. And really, if you are going anything longer than 150 meters with this weapon, you're not going to have a great amount of fun, especially with that suppressor on there. It really is built for sort of medium to close range, this weapon. I think it's actually built to be an urban sniper rifle, which is why it's included with Dragon's Teeth. And the reason it's got a silencer on it is so that it's not so detectable in those urban environments. And that kind of makes sense. So surely we should be using the weapon that way in the game. So I tried to use it with my 8x scope and it didn't really work very well. I ended up swapping out the 8x for my 6x scope, and I think I ended up sticking a compensator or a muzzle brake on there, which gave me the full range of my weapon back. Gave me a little bit more stability side to side, but it really doesn't make a huge amount of difference. What you're doing with a sniper rifle is you want damage and range. This thing has got good damage, but it hasn't got great range, so you really should be using it at medium to close range. Teamed up with the CS5, I actually ended up using the Deagle. This thing is bloody powerful. I believe it's about 50 damage inside 12 meters, so I think it's a 2-shot kill with inside that really close range combat. And then if you're going for headshots, I think up to 50 meters, it's a 1-shot kill, which doesn't really surprise me considering it's got a .44 Magnum round inside of the thing. But to compensate for the heavy amount of damage that this thing can actually deal, DICE seem to have made it quite difficult to handle, which makes sense. There seems to be quite a lot of recoil after each shot, so you have to make sure that your guns reset all the way back down to the middle of your screen again before you start going spamming the button. And to be honest, it didn't seem to have the greatest hipfire accuracy either. I guess the implication of putting that many bullets inside a very powerful handgun means that they've really had to offset that damage quite heavily. So it's something that you do have to take control with, but you can get an upper torso or a headshot. You're going to be rewarded for using the handgun. Overall, the combination of the two work quite well. Because the Deagle is so powerful and has quite a big range on it, it means you can get some really long range handgun shots if you're struggling to hit a target with the CS5. Let's say you've got quite a lot of bullet drop there out at 70-80 meters where you can start to see that. If you're accurate enough with the Deagle, you can actually take somebody out if you've hit one shot with your sniper rifle into it. It's such an amazing feeling when you actually get to do that. It doesn't happen very often, and you have to be extremely accurate with a handgun, and with the Deagle that's quite difficult, but if you can achieve it, I've done it once or twice so far, getting those long range kills with this thing, you feel like an absolute boss. So overall, I really like the CS5 Sniper. I think it's going to fit in perfectly with the Dragon's Teeth setting with those close quarters urban environments. A weapon that's really good at close and medium range. And if you can stick a silencer on it and learn to control that bullet drop, it's a perfect sniper rifle for that setting. I really enjoy the Deagle as well. I'm not too sure how that really fits in with the Dragon's Teeth sort of setting, but I guess it's in there for a novelty reason. But I really enjoyed using that as well. The MPX is quite satisfying, rate of fire is really good, but again, it's just another PDW for me. I don't really use them that often. But I'm really excited about the Bulldog as well. I'm going to do a review of that later on this week or at the start of next week. It's got a higher damage output than most other assault rifles, so it's sort of on par with the Scar L. So it's really interesting to see how that thing actually performs. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching today. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit like and leave all your comments down below. I do try and read as many as I can. But my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.